Yo,
Hey,
you hear me?
yeah, bro.
Picking up the wrong mic. Hang on. That should be better. Is that
Awesome.
better?
Yes.
I got in, but it's just crashed the desktop, so I'm going again.
Okay.
I got in with that LKPB7G YGP.
Yep. That's what I had to do last time.
Why is it got to be so complicated? Fucked up. Fucking annoys me, bro. Sweet, we're loading.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, bro. No. We've just gone back to desktop again. What? I watched an hour of their practice tonight. Did they change servers or something when they get a race? I wonder. Or was that was a hosted server, eh? That was like Crossies or someone, say the first one. What did you get
uh,
to watch that? Were you watching that?
yeah, I was in there. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
I got into that one. It was this one I struggled with. As soon as he put a lobby code on it, I struggled. So, yeah.
It took probably 3 or 4 for the first one, but that's pretty normal. I can handle like 15. I'm pretty good for 15 without getting a heart rate up.
You're very patient.
Error code. Send. Okay, yeah, I'll send that to them for sure. They can have that. Send log. Fuck yeah. Fix this shit, cunts.
Yeah, mate. I got no answers, eh?
Oh, it just frustrates me. Fix the
Yep.
game. Not people to play it. Just fix it.
Yep. Yeah, so I go through the same roller coaster of emotions, mate. But doesn't fucking work. We're not going to be there, eh? It's like as simple as that.
Oh, yeah, it's just frustrating. Just frustrating because you get your shit together, you have your thumbnail. Like for me, I have the info art up and all this stuff. Ready to go. Ready to go. Right, here we go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Mate, it's out of our hands, eh, brother? At the end of the day.
Who was that? Slambo. Oh, he can hear us. You got our mics on.
Oh, might have. I'm eating dinner. G'day, boy. Hang on, I'll stop that.
Slambo, is he actually out on track? back at the menu screen. Which is fucking great. Right? No, it was loading when I went for a piss. Hang on. Something must have worked because I've got the qualifying data up. So it must have been in there. The qualifying data was up. Are you live? Right. I'll mute while I'm doing this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, George, for letting us know we had no audio. I sort of kind of knew, but we just had things turned down a little bit as we came up to speed here. A couple little techie issues. No surprise, it is LMU, ladies and gentlemen, and it is MATCHFIT Entertainment. But look, let us start. Tonight, it is a Monday night. Monday night at MATCHFIT Entertainment means LMU. It means LMU at Rainlight Racing, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are back for season 3 in Rainlight Racing's 2025. Well, it's actually season 11 for Rainlight Racing. But, it is the third of the LMU seasons in 2025 so far, and this season, as you can see clearly, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen, we've got hypercars. Yes, we have hypercars, and that is just gonna make this even just that more exciting than it already has been over the past couple of seasons. So looking forward to that. I think we've got about 4 quick months. I think we've got 18 cars on track here tonight. So awesome stuff. Looking forward to that. That's going to keep J-Man and myself on our toes. And we are just waiting for J-Man in the background there to see if he can get all the ducks in a row and getting them jumping through hoops and whatever he's got to do to get this thing rolling. But look, we are going to welcome all of you legends once again for joining us here at MATCHFIT Entertainment for the official coverage of Rainlight Racing 2025 LMU series. Here, the usual suspects on board, that being myself, Davo, and J-Man at MATCHFIT Entertainment, and obviously the good people at Simblacks. Always welcome here at, obviously on our MATCHFIT streams, but at Rainlight Racing. Very generous people over at Simblacks, so awesome stuff. Now, we did mention, hang on, let's get, we got hypers, let's get another, we got a couple of hypers in here. I think we just had Nathan Bewley on screen. We now have Gunther Rowe on screen in, well, a trade back, crazy, crazily painted car, no surprise there, but in the number 580 car, no surprise there. Chris Fraser also in one of the hypers, and I think it is Will Dixon. Get a load of this thing. Looks fantastic in the number 15 car. But wait, ladies and gentlemen, there is plenty of boys in the GT cars, and because we're a little bit slow getting our ducks in a row tonight, the GT cars, we sort of missed out a little bit on the qualifying for the Hypers, but there'll be more to come. There will be next week. But the GT cars starting to line up at the end of the pit lane, getting ready for that 10-minute mark. You can see Hayden Tegg, that is Steve Crossland in the Sim Blacks number 43 Aston Martin once again. So Crossy and Teggs ready to rock. Robbie Mitchell in one of the BMW. I think Robbie was in a Beamer last season as well in the Bilstein car here. Costas Makalos in what looks like a Lexus. Harry Lawrence rolling out as well. Lee Perkins, the magician, in the yellow and black Lambo. Watkins in one of the McLarens, I think. Papaya, painted, coloured. McLaren as Sam Wozniak in a BMW. Well, Robbie Fox in one of the Mercedes-Benz. Pete Dawson in a Ferrari of all things for Pete Dawson. Awesome. George Bernard on track in a Ferrari as well. Jason Bone in Aston Martin. Mark Rue in, here it is. It is a Mercedes-Benz, and Joseph Barney tucked in, just snugged up in the pit box. Well, in the garage still. So, hopefully we see him out in the next few minutes. What have we got? 8.5 minutes to go in qualifying. So the boys just doing their out lap. Crossy, first car on track for the GT3. We will just recap on a little bit. Well, I won't recap too much, but I'll give you the standings for the qualifying in the Hypers. It is Will Dixon, ladies and gentlemen, with the best lap of a 1:35.3. Remember that number. Compare it to these guys. It will be vastly quicker. 35.3 for Will Dixon. Gunther Rowe with a 36.1. 36.1 as well for Chris Fraser. And a 36.6, I think it is, for Nathan Bewley for the Hypers. The four Hypers out on track. We will be keeping an eye on those guys. They will be having their own battles. So we will definitely, although they will be out in front, we will give them some airtime because they are racing amongst themselves at the end of the day here. So Steve Cosson, Hayden Teggles in the Ferrari, and we see once again with the golf-inspired livery from Teggs, but in a Ferrari. It actually doesn't suits the Ferrari pretty well, surprisingly enough. So nice work. Robbie Mitchell, third car on track. Costas Makalos, like we mentioned. Harry Lawrence, Lee Perkins. You can see all the boys there just starting rolling things. So all on their opening, their outlaps. Oh, this is their first time lap, should I say. Should be a great night of racing here at Monza. Monza always delivers. We've got a good field, 17 or 18 cars out on track. 75-minute race, and as usual, no compulsory pit stop in theory, but we know these guys will not run those 75 minutes, so we will see pit stops. Compulsory or not, ladies and gentlemen. Crossing across the line. Makalos going to the top. Lawrence, no surprise. Lawrence out of the Porsche. We did talk to Lawrence at the end of the year. End of the last season. He's just like quite happy to get out of that Porsche. But was blisteringly fast in it. So he's always up for a challenge. Hence, he's in a bloody Lexus this time. Well, that could be provide its own challenge altogether. But yeah, awesome stuff. We love it when the boys change up the cars and really, you know, test them. Easy to get comfy, get into your comfort zone and really not test yourself. And so we love it when these boys swap around a little bit. Keeps us on our toes. But yeah, awesome stuff. Tags also changing it up. I think a few boys there actually changing it up as well. So awesome stuff. Tell you who's excited about it is my bird Archie in the background going off tits. He's loving it. He's ready for this 75 minutes of racing here at Monza. It is going to be freaking awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Lawrence leading the way into GT3s so far. Visually the quickest time with a 51.4. So just put that in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. What did we say? 35.3 in the hypers. Woo! That is a massive difference. Makalos across the line. Lawrence right behind him as well. So a couple of, I think Macross is actually in Alexei as well. Yes, he is. Brakes are glowing. Chasing down that Bilstein BMW for Robbie Mitchell. Fantastic looking car, that. Nice work. A little over 3 minutes to go, yet in qualify here for what is the first round here in Rainlight Racing's 2025 LMU Series 3. And we've got a little bit of action out on track. We won't dwell on that too much. Background, the boys taking qualifying very seriously and just obviously looking for a little bit of space out there on track there. Lee Perkins, and I think recognise that car just in the background there. Another of the yellow and black cars, and that will be the Sim Blacks. Number 43, Aston Martin of Steve Crossland. Actually well down the order at this minute, which is about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. So Crossy needs to step up here and get a bit of a wriggle along. Qualifying round one here. LMU Series at Monza, ladies and gentlemen. 75 minutes. Stick around. Thank you, legends, for joining us again here at MATCHFIT Entertainment for the official coverage. We always appreciate your, your support, your generosity. Just click the like button and subscribe, and obviously don't forget the notifications. You've got to hit the notifications, people, just in case you're out at the shopping centre and, you know, things crank up. You need to know what's going on. So don't forget to hit the notifications as well. And tell family, friends, wives, daughters, brothers, uncle, the dodgy uncle, even tell him to hook up and support not only Rainlight Racing, but MATCHFIT Entertainment. Thanks for joining us, Wally Baker and Hayley Hardcourt. Yes, great car choice, Hayley. Right. Gone from the Ford Mustang into a Ferrari. Now that's stepping it up a level, isn't it? It's like a POV Ford Mustang to a Ferrari. I would tend to agree. Great car choice. So, Steve Crossland heading down towards the back section of the circuit. I think one more corner and that would be the Parabola car before he runs across the line. Still pretty much all of the cars, I think, except for Lawrence, still out on track. Is that right? Oh, Jason Bones in the pits as well. And we haven't seen Marnie out on track yet. There you go, Steve. 14th to 7th. So made it happen. So that, I say 7th, but it is 3rd in the GT cars. So nice work from Crossy, poking that thing on to into a good position right when he needed it to. Who is still out on track? We have Costas Mako. Sam was Hayden Tagg, I noticed there as well in that said Ferrari. And he looks like he's just going to make a bit of a sideways exit there. Robbie Mitchell in the pits in the Bilstein car. Okay, we still have cars on track. We still do have cars on track. Costas Makalot, Sam Wozniak. Time is well down. Wozniak heading towards the final. Makalos heading towards the Parabolica. Looks like Davo's running solo tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, guys. Show us some love. Hit the like button and give me some support. My God. Because we are gonna, well, we're just gonna bear with it. We're gonna crack on through this. 75 minutes at Spa. There we go. Makalos into second, knocking Goddard and Crossland. Who was that one? Wozniak coming around the Parabolica as well. Does he make a gain? No, does a little bit of a sneaky practice pit entry there. Good on you, Sam Wozniak. Ladies and gentlemen, the boys and girls. Oh, maybe no girls here tonight. Actually, I didn't see Lily's name in there or Maddie's or anyone's. So, yeah, the boys just getting their setup sorted, getting ready to go. Let's have a look at our calendar here. Short series, obviously, leading up to Christmas. God, who's got time for freaking sim racing when you've got to put up Christmas trees and handle the children? So quick short series here just to fill out the back end of the year here in 2025. Been an awesome year, not only for Rainlight Racing but MATCHFIT Entertainment as well. Very busy peeps. We are now streaming 4 times this week, ladies and gentlemen. Monday night, this is just kicking it off, and we are here supporting Rainlight Racing, obviously Sim Blacks, Tread Life Racing. Oh God, I should give them a shout out as well. I just see them on the list. I've got to shout myself out. Davo, running solo. It's the Davo and Davo show here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Rainlight Racing, season 11. And the third of the LMU series that they have run here in 2025. This one running down to the end of the year. They have included the hypercars, which is awesome stuff. Not massive sign up for the hypercars. Not everybody's cup of tea, to be honest. But yeah, still a few sign ups there. Will Dixon, Gunther Rowe, Chris Fraser, and Nathan Bewley all running hypercars here. Well, at least tonight, anyway, at Monza for round 1. So, awesome work from those boys. What else can we show you? What else? Nice. I can show you this. This looks great. And we're going to thank Nick Firth for the amazing artwork, as always. So, as the boys get called for a race start. But, yeah, thanks again, Firthy, Nick Firth, Nick Picasso Firth, for all the awesome artwork, not only here for Rainlight Racing, but across the board for MATCHFIT Entertainment. And We are going to go freaking green here any moment. Just bear with me, please. Let me see if we can pick up a bit of a camera angle here. Get a shot of these guys taken off. Here we go. Here we go. Look at that. There we go. Pretty picture, isn't it? 4 hypercars. Filling the first 2 rows of the grid, no surprise, with some pretty amazing times, no surprise. But then a good, healthy field, even without the hypers, a good, healthy field of GT cars tucked in behind. Oh, look, I think as always, mid-pack is going to be freaking epic here at Rainlight Racing. Always is. These guys know how to get amongst it. Yes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the comments. Wally, yeah, hit us up in the chat box. We love it when you guys hit us up in the chat box. And obviously, we love it when you hit the like button as well. So make sure you don't miss any of those buttons. You know, type up something random and hit the like button, just like Wally did there. So jump on it, guys. Here we go. Cars rolling away here. 75 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. No CPS, but these guys will be stopping, no doubt. Davo running solo tonight, so I will do my best to keep up with all the action. Bear with me, guys, as these look at these hypers. I don't think I've ever called hypercars before. We need to just catch these guys running into T1. It is Monza, remember, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to be epic. But look at the field of GT cars behind it all. We just got to get a little bit of camera action on that as we go green. And look at those 4 shoot away. Dixon, Rowe, Fraser, Bewley. Down into 1. Look at the gap already. We will get back to Lawrence and Macrolos. Did these guys get through clean? They did. So we got Lawrence, back, Scott, Crossland. Everybody looking very orderly through 1. Awesome stuff. Lee Perkins there, putting pressure on Tegs and Dawson. All good clean. Who's that up the front there a little bit? That looks like too wide with Crossland and Goddard. Very, very tight, close contact between the top end of the GT field there. Lap 1 moving, well, very rapidly, mind you. Will Dixon leading the way very rapidly with these hypercars involved now. Will Dixon, Gunther Rowe. All sorts of heat from Gunther already. Chris Fraser has got a very similar scenario with Nathan Bewley. Applying the pressure. Looked like Dixon trying to get a bit of temperature into the front tyres there before the Parabolica. Just in there. Manages to do so. I gotta love the Dixon car. It looks freaking fantastic. Bit of a Batmobile front end on that thing, and the sparks are flying. Oh my, look at these guys go. We'll just get these guys coming through 1 here. Very orderly between these 4 so far. Let's get back. Harry Lawrence, Costas Makalos, couple of Lexi. Where is Ken Worcester to join the pack? And then just in behind that, we have the likes of Steve Cross, George Goddard, Sam Wojciak, Robbie Victor, Pete Dawson. A little bit of between a couple. Who was that, Jason? No, I thought it was Robbie Fox and Mark Rue, actually, and they're still at it. There you go, side by side. Down towards the next chicane. And again, very orderly. This is a 75-minute race. These guys have got plenty of track time yet to come. So, will not be, well, we wouldn't think they would be trying any heroics, but you never know. Look at that great shot there. Cars filing through. And Marnie still in the... Marnie unable to make the grid. Look at Will Dixon getting a bit of a stretch on Gunther. Chris Fraser's actually gapped Bewley as well a little bit there now. So these guys, obviously a learning curve for some of these boys. I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys haven't got a lot of experience in the hypers. So a bit of a learning curve for everybody, to be honest, I think. So Will Dixon, Gunther Rowe, Chris Fraser, Nathan Bewley in the hypercar. Currently leading the race, no freaking surprise there. Harry Lawrence first of the GT cars. Costas Makalos second of the GT cars, both Lexus. Now that is a bit of a surprise that they're both Lexuses leading the GT cars. Not that it's no surprise Lawrence is right there and Makalos, but them being in the Lexus is a different. Steve Crossland in the 43, Simplex Aston Martin doing a stellar job as always. Got on tuck in behind, so field has spread a little over the first couple of laps there. Robbie Mitchell in that stellar looking Bilstein car. So nice work. Actually just in behind, I think that is Dawson Teggs. It is too, Dawson and Teggs. Couple of Ferraris there. Both of those guys changing it up. I think Dawson in the Aston last season and Teggles in the Mustang. So both those guys choosing the Ferrari for season 11. Awesome stuff. Yeah, funny comment, Nick, first. Lawrence probably would be fast. So, plenty going on. The field has spread somewhat. I'm a bit surprised, actually. For the GT cars, I thought we might have seen that a little bit more packed. But what is unsurprising is the hyper clearly staying away. Dixon with a bit of a gap on Rowe. Fraser. They've pretty much got an equal gap between all four of those cars there at the moment. Best laps, obviously Will Dixon with a 36.7. No, actually, yes, it is. Sorry, and then Lowe with a 37.1, 37.5 for Fraser, and then a 37.9 for Bewley, and they are the positions they're running in at the moment. We will just keep an eye on what's going on down here, because where is Dawson? I think it is Tables. We've got Rue. We've got a couple of cars here that are in pretty close together here. In Dawson and Tags and Rue and Fox. A couple of Mercedes there. So smooth stuff. Robbie Fox in the 69 car with the L plate on the back. So stellar job from everybody, actually. Very, very tidy start to this race. I think I saw more cars off track in qualifying than I have so far here already. So yeah, nice work from the boys. Lap 5. We are hour and 6 minutes still to run in what this 75-minute race. So these guys are chopping through the time pretty quickly. It's all going on. We're about 10 minutes into the race already. But very orderly, very tidy stuff from all involved. And there is, look, to be honest, let's just scroll through this field here. To be honest, there is not a lot going on here, battle-wise. Like I said, very orderly start. Everybody's sort of obviously qualified right where they should be speed-wise. So these guys have really just settled into their part. No one looks out of sorts or out of order either. So Pete Dawson, Hayden Tegg there, 11th and 12th respectively. Lee Perkins, the magician, in the Lamborghini in the 13th. He'll love that. Mark, Robbie Fox. Now these guys have sort of had a bit of a to and fro. Robbie just backed off a little bit there now. Watkins, and here we go. We got the hypers coming around on some of the back markers already. Watkins just being scooped up by, I think that might have been a go, but let's just get back up the plan here as we will start to see. Now, where are we? We are literally 7 laps in. There you go. This is how quick it all starts to go down. 10 minutes it's taken for these hypers to get around to the back of the field there, and Dixon easily rounding up. I think that was Robbie Fox, so no surprise. Gunther Rowe next on the road. So these guys will have their eyes on the bloody mirrors, I tell you. Robbie Fox, we'll just stay focused on him, just see how he deals with this. Robbie clearly carrying the L plate on the back of the missing, and on the front there too, mind you, if you saw it. You can see that. Just to give these guys a clear indication that just go easy on him. It's only a learner. And we are seeing that obviously here with Fraser. Fraser getting right out of it, giving Fox the space, but to his detriment, because that has put Bewley literally on the tailpipe of Chris Fraser's car there. And will this be the battle that we're looking for in the hypers here straight away? And again, these guys, like GT cars and hypercars, are like, look at the closing speeds, unbelievable. Will have to be on their game. And be very careful from both. Oh God, here we go again, Tags. Oh, and Rowe. Looks like he might have just got a little bit of a wheel on the grass under braking as he went round Tags there. That's actually put him behind Bewley and Fraser. Caused a little bit of an awkward bunch up in behind some of the other GT cars That has bunched the Hypers up, or has it? Maybe that's spread them out a little bit more. Tangle. There goes one. He's already had Dixon go past. That's Fraser. Now getting row. Next. These guys have got to be so on their game. These hypercars come up so fast. Out of the front of Bewley's car here. Look at Bewley, way out of the throttle, way out of the throttle. To navigate. Teg's car, that is Pete Dawson. Blast past it like Dawson's looking for a parking spot at the shopping centre. Who's next? Robbie Mitchell. You just watch this car of Bewley. Ah, unbelievable. These guys are going to be so switched on. And like I mentioned, it's not just the hyper guys that need to be switched on. These GT cars really need to have an eye on their mirrors and their proximity to what's going on around. As this field of cars starts to get dissected by the hypers. Lawrence leading those GT cars. Let's see if I can... Let's sneak out of the back of Lawrence's car here. Just watch this. Here we go. We'll just hang on this for a little bit. There goes Dixon. Oh no, that was Fraser actually. And there goes Gunther Rowe. Dixon's already passed. And you can see, oh, there he is, Nathan Bewley. And seconds, a matter of seconds, and here he comes. Bam, and there he goes. So Kostas Makalos, last of the lapped GT3 cars there. After, hang on, where are we? There it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. 9 laps in, and we are just under 15 minutes in. And the boys have lapped the field. Yeah, but it's a very posh bus, Firthy. Like, it's a Lexus, mate. You know, it's a posh Toyota bus. But, yeah, Lawrence actually doing a stellar job. He's gapped Makalos. Obviously, these guys having to deal with the hypers, but only momentarily, to be honest. But still having to navigate the same piece of road as the hypercars and vice versa. Steve Crossan actually doing a stellar job in the 43 Simlax car. Just tagged on the back of those boys. Got it, and Wozniak all in close proximity. Wozniak probably back a little bit further than what he'd like. And then we get back to the likes of Robbie Mitchell in the Bilstein car and Pete Dawson and Teg, who we have mentioned a couple of times, both opting for the Ferrari in season 11. So awesome stuff. So Teggles keeping it clean. Currently running in at 12. Mark Rue and Robbie Fox, and you can see both of those boys actually with looks like an out of place. Who's that? Might be Jason. It is Jason Bone in the out of position Aston Martin. And then I saw Lee Perkins in there, the number 60 Lamborghini as well. So a bit of a mixer there. Oh, Lee Perkins testing the limits of the parabolica there. Just nicking the outsides into the sand. Dealt with it well. That could have gone a way lot worse, I tell ya, right here. What's going up here? What's going on up here? That was Robbie Fox. Robbie Fox and Jason Bone just arguing for the same bit of track down into one. Didn't look like there was any contact. A little bit of an off-track excursion. Perco's looking hot here. Let's see if we can get an in-car from Perco here. Jason Fox. Perco's just got to remember and remind himself that he's not in an I-20 WRC car, and that he needs to keep that thing, pointing, as straight as possibly can here at Monza. But nonetheless, always stellar drive from Perco. So it's currently sitting in 15. So down the order a little bit. Come on up your game, Perco. We know you got more than that. Let's go and check out the hypers, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Will Dixon? I don't even know what brand of car that is. That is a BMW, ladies and gentlemen. And get a load of that. That is one fantastic looking car. Massive openings on the front of that car. Now I look at the design of it, I can see the BMW in it. So yeah, beautiful. Look at Chris Fraser in a Porsche. It looks very retro style Porsche to me, actually. So going back to 916 or 18 or whatever they did back in the 60s. Gunther Rowe. What is Gunther Rowe in? Actually, it doesn't show up what Gunther Rowe is in. Okay, so somebody might be able to tell me. And Nathan Bewley either. Bewley might be in a Toyota, I think. I don't know. I don't know. They all look the bloody same. But look at these guys. Oh, who's that? Oh, that is Chris Fraser getting on the throttle. Just hit that loud pedal. Too heavy. Rowe and Bewley both pass. So very minimal unforced error there from Fraser. It's cost him dearly. And now he's got some chasing to do. The rear splitter on that thing, it definitely looks like a set of mud flaps on a Ford Ranger, but it's maybe it's not doing its job properly. Maybe he needs some Toyota ones. Let's get back to the GT cars. Enough of that malarkey. Got the GU Patrol. No, it's going pretty hard. It's a Saudi GU Patrol. If it's a GU Patrol, I tell you. Lawrence in the GT cars, and look at how beautiful that thing looks, bouncing off the curbs there into the Lesbos. The first of. Stellar job. It really has not put a foot wrong. Costas Makrolos neither. Putting a foot wrong either. Currently sitting in 6th positionally, second in the GT cars. Steve Crossland. Looks like he's actually. Oh no, he hasn't really moved back from this. Actually, Lawrence stepped away a little bit from Costas and Crossland. So a little bit of a gap there. That is George Goddard. You can see in the background there. Trademark red. 96 car. And then just a bit of I think it's a couple of BMWs. We've got the Wozniak car. And then you can see in the background, we've got the Robbie Mitchell car. And then the Pete Dawson Hayden Tegg thing that really hasn't got away. And actually, it looks like Teggles is just sneaking up on the back of Pete Dawson. And it's going to be knocking on the back door there any time soon and just going, come on, Pete. get a wriggle along. Let's go and get Robbie Mitchell. And then a massive gap back to the boys, the likes of Rue, Lee Perkins, Fox, Watkins, and Bone. All those boys are well back from that mid-pack of cars. So, I also think the Rosa Ferrari. Yeah, let's just have a look. Oh, there's no. Is there a badge on that thing? Hang on. Let's see if we can get another camera. I don't know. Let's flick through some buttons here. Now, clunky LMU stuff here. There's nothing that tells me anything about this car. So, but either way, what I'll tell you, it's going bloody quick. It's going very friggin' quick. And at the hands of Gunther Rowe, doing a stellar job at this stage. My God, just look at the end plates on that friggin' thing. It looks amazing. Just the whole package is next level. It looks like it's wrapped in some sort of prototype. Don't look at me sort of skin. Just trying to blend into the surrounds. It's not working. Oh, look at the way it blasts past there. Bewley in the background. That's another one that I don't know what it is. And I know Fraser's in a Porsche. One of them's a Toyota. I know one of them's a Toyota. I just don't know which one. So Chris Fraser in the background in the Porsche, and Will Dixon in the BMW. Probably the coolest out of the lot, looks wise. Just about to blast past one of these CT3s. Nearly sucks it through the front vents of that thing. My God, it's going that fast. It is Bewley, yeah. I thought so. I'm sure I knew one of them was in a Gazoo car there. So, yeah, awesome stuff. BMW looks stellar. There's a lot going on with these cars. But look, just soak that in. We obviously got that big centre spine down off the back of the cockpit and over the rear wing. But just have a look at the rear wing on that car. Very upright, very square. Not a lot of end plate on it. We'll go back to the Gunther Rowe car. Let's just get eyes on this thing. What a friggin' set of wings on that. My God. Wow. It's like the wing keel on a sailing yacht. My God. As he just navigates himself through on Hayden Tagg and Pete Dawson there very nicely, actually, too. Nice work from Gunther and both the boys there in the Ferraris to get all that done at speed, unscathed here at Monza for... And where are we at? 17 laps in, ladies and gentlemen. We are under 50 minutes through this race. Here for round one in Rainlight Racing's LMU Series 3. It is season 11 for Rainlight Racing. These guys kicking ass. Always got Simblacks on board. Always got MatchFit Entertainment on board. And now we have Hypercars on board, ladies and gentlemen. So it's just getting better. It's getting better. Chris Fraser, last of those Hypers, just navigating a couple of BMWs there in the port. That's it. Just soak this in. Just unpack this Porsche here. Again, different wing setup again. That trademark centre spine on these cars. But again, very blocky, square, and fairly small end plates on this car. Very low tail end on it. So all, at a glance, look similar, but all very, very different aero packages on all 4 of those cars. Good to see all those boys actually out in different marks of car here tonight. So awesome stuff. Brakes are glowing here through the parabolica. Bam, bam, Chris Fraser getting it done. And he is coming up on the Crossland. The Sim Blacks, Aston Martin, and now just look at that. The braking on the Aston pretty handy from the outside there. Purely, should I say Fraser, taking a lot of care to get that thing pulled up without getting involved with the Aston. And it almost looked like the Aston had its measure on braking power, which they quite possibly do. But when it comes to mid-corner speed and just the sheer punch in a straight line, oh my. Oh my days, look at that. Just wraps up Lawrence like he's standing still. Oh, that was actually Makalos, but yeah, Lawrence still out in front. Bam, bam. Getting wrapped up by the Toyota. There'll be another one coming any minute. Here comes the Porsche. Will he reach him before the Parabolica? Probably. Here we go. Oh my God. The closing speeds are epic. Bordering on frightening, I tell ya. So very, very nice stuff. Let's look. What are we gonna do? We're gonna get in car. Oh, I just jumped on Will Dixon's car. Don't want to put the commentator's curse on him, but I do need to take a breath and have a drink. So we're gonna get a little bit of in car out of a hypercar, and that car will be Will Dixon's car, the BMW. Just get a load of this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do a lap with Will Dixon here as he heads down the back straight here. You just navigate the aptly coloured McLaren there in the papaya colours. But here we go, up to the Parabolica. Let's do a lap with Dicko here. Enjoy. How quick is that lap? That's just madness. I don't know what they were doing. What's his last lap was? Oh, his best lap here. I'll tell you his best lap was in race is 1:36.4. This is gonna be pretty close to that anyway. Where do you go? 7.5. So 1 second difference. Now, look, in contrast, let's get out of the inside of Harry Lawrence's car. It's pretty much about the same part of the track we picked up on Dixie before there. Just coming out of this, bloody, the name escapes me, that last chicane there. As I head down towards the parabolic here, but we'll run a lap here in Lawrence's Lexus, which to my ears sounds way nicer, but Lawrence's best lap was a 50.7. So here we go, Harry Lawrence for a lap. And yeah, just soak this one in. Yeah, awesome stuff. Love the Lexus. Can he stop it? Yeah, thanks, Wally. Yeah, just look, a good comparison there. And just the work that Lawrence has got to do to even extract a 150, a high 150 out of the Lexus, compared to Will Dixon smashing, 15 seconds a lap quicker around here at Monza in the Hyper. So vastly different cars, clearly. But yeah, just a good visual view of what these guys are up against here in the two classes of car. And but this is Le Mans Ultimate, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about. Le Mans Ultimate. It says it. It's all in the name. Like, if you know, you just know. It's all about Le Mans cars. These are dedicated LM GT3 cars, and the boys are clearly in the Le Mans hypercars and doing a stellar job. Look, all of them doing an awesome job in their own right. And we promised everybody would get airtime, ladies and gentlemen, and we've delivered so far. We will get back up to the pointy end just momentarily as Dixie again coming around past these guys. So these guys are getting lapped for, I think that will be the second time. So he just finds himself sandwiched between the two Ferraris there, gets that sorted out, backs off. So like the thought process going through this, he's really got to size it up. He's got to be aware of the power of his vehicle and the braking capabilities, and really just sort of slot into that gap, hold that position. And again, here we go. He just dispatched a couple of Ferraris. He's got to do it to a couple of BMWs. Bam, bam. 4 cars in 2 corners. Thanks for coming, Will Dixon. Stellar job. Really does have the eyes on, and definitely deserves to be in first position. And if you could just see here, probably in camera shot there, that is George Goddard's red Ferrari that was way up in the distance there, heading into the Parabolica. And it was the number 43 Sim Black's Aston Martin actually just in front of that, and you'll probably see that here in maybe, I don't know, you might not, one of these camera shots here. But look how quickly, there they are, they're the boys. But what's this? Well, I won't have to, we can just stay here because he's going to be there in a second anyway. But yeah, he's quickly going to wrap up these two boys in just a handful of corners, probably a third of the track. He's come from a mile back. Rounds up, got him. Gets it stopped, gets it turned. No mucking around. Totally focused from Will Dixon here tonight in the BMW. No mistake. Pretty well led it from the get-go. So amazing stuff. Bewley holding down a second. Chris Fraser. Oh, so Gunther Rowe, we've had a bit of a swap round there. What the hell is going on there? Gunther Rowe back in fourth position. Fraser now in third, and Bewley actually now Bewley in second. Fraser in third. Gunther Rowe. That is a big swap around actually since we last looked. While I bored you with that other very interesting footage, but I'll tell you what we are going to look at just quietly as we just, I think I see that is Fraser sneaking through there, isn't it? No, it is Bewley sneaking past a couple of Ferraris there, but that Ferrari battle, that Pete Dawson, Hayden Tagg, they have literally been the two closest GT cars on track throughout the whole race, just about. Oh look, I suppose Robbie Fox and Mark Rue had that little mantle for a little while, but have a look at this. Pete Dawson has got a whole bunch of Hayden Tagg to think about, I tell you, and you want to get this part of the track right. Oh, as Tagg just gets the outsides out the gravel. Just thought we might cool that stuff off, throw a bit of gravel on the track for the next guy. But Teggles has been putting on the pressure, and where are we at? Like, bloody hell, we're more than halfway through the race already. My God. And I've still got my voice. Woohoo. Oh, PD, getting it all wicked up, deals with it. Oh, it's looking a little bit sketched, just looking over the rear arch of PD's car there, the hip of the Ferrari. Hayden Tagg not letting up. A couple of BMWs just in front of Sam Wozniak and Robbie Mitchell. These guys pretty much inseparable the whole race. All of these guys just sort of seesawed or rubber banded a little bit throughout the race so far, but all in look, mate, we could have gone back to, ladies and gentlemen, lap 3, I reckon, and these guys would have been about this distance apart from each other. So we are now with 33 and a half minutes to go. These guys are still on it, no mistakes, super clean stuff, and racing for what is, where are we talking about Sam? So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, so Sam's basically in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th in the GT class. So that is the mid-pack in the GT class. There's no real mid-pack in the Hypers. There's only 4 of them. So what's the mid-pack? It's Nathan Bewley and Chris Fraser. It's 2 cars. But yeah, that lot there, that Sam Wozniak, Robbie Mitchell, Pete Dawson, Hayden Tagg, so none of those guys have made mistakes. And that's why they are all pretty much running toe-to-toe, albeit a couple of tenths apart. So, you know, the slightest mistake from any one of those boys will definitely put them out of that race and cost them dearly. Lee Perkins, not doing much. Come on, Perko, up your game. staying in front of Robbie Fox, but behind Mark Rue. So nothing's much there. Jason Bone in the background in the Aston Martin. Still holding it down. Awesome stuff in 16th, mate, and still on track and still pointing in the right direction. Awesome work, Jason. Wonder what happened to Gunther Rowe. I don't know. But yes. Again, just look at this thing. So much to unpack. It's got freaking wings everywhere. Like if that thing was painted, I don't know, a bright colour and not like camouflage to blend into the internet, it would look pretty out there, I reckon. It looks pretty out there just like that, but it has got a bit of a camouflagey style paint job on it. So it's hard to pick up a lot of the aero detail on it, but yeah, amazing. That particular car just is so out there compared to the other three. As we watch Gunther run terribly deep. Runs through the chicane. Will no doubt pick up a penalty for that. That's unfortunate. Late braking from Gunther. As we see Will Dixon in the pits. Actually, we're seeing a flurry of pit stops here. So both the Mercs are in there. So Dixie in the pits. Here we are, and we are a little over halfway. What have we got? Just over 30 minutes to run in what was a 75-minute race. So no surprise, and we also see Bewley in the pits. We see Chris Fraser in the pits. No doubt we'll see Gunther Rowe come in as we see the BMW come out. Now remember, this pit lane is a full contact pit lane, unlike some other platforms. So no contact. These guys are really very conscious about their surroundings, and the BMW gets away. Will Dixon doing a stellar job tonight as he gets some temperature into the tyres. Stella! Okay, Macrolos in the pits, Goddard, I think rolling out the pits, Hayden Tegg in the pits, Robbie Mitchell we can see in the Bilstein car there, so Teggs and Dawson, no surprise, coming each other off. Here we go, oh here we go, oh Dawson just sneaks out in front of Tegg, so the boys have come in pretty much in situ, like as they're coming out, as they went in, no doubt. So where was the other BMW, actually? We're missing one. Anyway, someone. I don't know which one it was. There we go. We're missing a BMW out of that little group. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, sneaks past the two Ferraris. It's Sam Wozniak. So did Sam lose a position? I think Sam lost a position there too. I'm sure Robbie was behind him. Sorry, I don't have my data man with me. Oh, hang on, just can that for a moment, because have a look at this. Look at these two going at it. Straight out of the pits, cold tyres, let's go. We're all charged and fueled up. But yes, excuse me if the data's a bit thin on in the stream tonight. Obviously, I don't have my wingman with me, my data guy, my numbers man, the J-man, ladies and gentlemen, sorely missed. Yeah, well, you listen to me just babble on. But Yeah, I think there was a position change there, should I say, between Sam Wozniak and Robbie Mitchell there. Hasn't changed much though. These guys, still the two BMWs and the two Ferraris, all running in a situation. What hasn't changed either is that Harry Lawrence is leading the race with Kelsey Makalos and then Steve Crossland in behind. So nothing's changed there. Actually, just looking at that, I just got a glimpse there. Looks like Goddard's made a little ground on the Simblack's Aston there, just quietly. So it'll be interesting to see what pans out over the next 26 odd minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys again for bearing with me. It's a Davo only show tonight. I'm sorry that you've had to just listen to me the whole time. And my bird, Arch, in the background. But we appreciate you being here all the same. Thank you, all of our followers and all of our supporters here at MatchFit Entertainment. Obviously supporting us, supporting Rainlight Racing in the 2025 LMU series. It is season 11 for Rainlight Racing. And of course, as always, Simblack's on board, MatchFit Entertainment here. And Davo's here. Go figure. It is round one. We are at a Monza. And we are bloody... What are we in? We are 50 minutes into a 75-minute race, ladies and gentlemen. Flurry of pit stops just in the last 5 or 10 minutes. I would suspect everyone charged and fueled to the end here this late in the race. So George Goddard chasing down Steve Crossland. Lawrence way out front. Makalos. Look, Makalos, to be honest, isn't that far behind, but Lawrence, I mean, God, he's just been just in the right frame of mind, right zone. Lawrence at his best. Like, we saw him in the Porsche sometimes perform like this from the back of the pack and work his way all the way up to a podium position. But here tonight in the first the running GT cars, in the GT class, it literally has not looked back. Led it the whole way, as you can see on the door, carrying the first symbol on the door, first of the GT class cars, as is Will Dixon. First, carrying the first number on the side of his car as well in the BMW hypercar. And doing a stellar job again, just not a foot wrong from these two boys. The two mentioned, Will Dixon, Harry Lawrence. These guys have literally led from the start of the race, doing a stellar job. We'll just see Dixie here again. He's gonna just sweep around parabolic here. It wouldn't surprise me. Look, he's easily gonna get Goddard, I suspect, before the end of the straight. Maybe not. And Crossy just in front of that. Let's actually get out of the back of Crossland's car here. Let's get a shot of this. Here we go. Oh, he had a look. Nice respect from Will there. Gave Goddard the space. Knew the car could do it a little bit further up the track. And here it is. Bam! There you go. So Dixon smashes through past Goddard and Crossland quickly. The next on his list will be Teggs, I would suspect here, as he already passed him. Oh, of course it is past him. Bloody Crossland's in front of him. Who will be next? Costas Makalos and Harry Lawrence. That's right. What am I thinking? Anyway, let's have a look. Where is Makalos? Actually, just quietly, there it is. You can see that BMW ready. Just literally breathe that Lexus in here into the Parabolica. The hypercars make the Parabolica look a little bit just slow. It's weird. They just get around there so quickly. It's like a freaking hairpin. So nice work. And then Lawrence will be the next car in the crosshairs. Now, where are they? Just quietly, Lawrence is already 3 laps down. We have a little over 20 minutes to go. I suspect that car might even possibly get lapped one more time before the end of this race. And again, you just see Lawrence, he hops it off that second sausage there very neatly, knows the car, he's got it set up perfectly, doesn't bother. Here comes the Beamer, you can hear him coming. So leader passes leader down under the bridge. Great shots from the heli there. Gunther Rowe looking hot early in the race. It's been a bit of a shake-up. Actually, the second, third and fourth in the hypers. None of these guys have really held their position and swapped around considerably. I think Bewley was actually running 4th out of those 4 for probably the first quarter or so of the race. So the guys swapping around a lot. Fraser still looking strong but well back in the Porsche as he navigates. That was Robbie Mitchell there, and the sparks are flying out of the back of that Porsche there. And Gunther holding it down 4th position. The boys have got a little bit of a gap on him, but looking pretty solid there. He has to navigate. That is Jason Bone in the Aston Martin here. Let's just get eyes on this. Go past neatly, gets it done, focuses on the job ahead, and the job ahead. Tell you what, these two, still at it. I think it was about 15 minutes ago I gave you guys the same camera shot over the hip of the of the Pete Dawson car out of the same corner, and it looked like it was just like Groundhog Day there. A little bit of gravel from the Wozniak Golf Ferrari. Again, a little bit of a wriggle from both of them out of the second chicane there. But these guys just literally locked together there. That is the Gunther Rowe car there, the Hyper. Now he's just going to have to ease it off here in the second of the Lesbos here. Gets out of here, gets it going, and he's off. Rowe past. These guys doing a great job. Where are those 2 BMWs? Now, Wozniak and Mitchell, there you go. These guys, not quite as close as the 2 Ferraris there, but still pretty much inseparable all night so far. So stellar effort from those boys. Really haven't set a foot wrong, just like PD and Teggles just behind there. So these boys, you know, like they are solid. Here we go. Here comes Here comes Gunther in the hyper again. We're seeing this a lot, particularly here at Monza, where the hypers just get sort of stuck in between some of these GT battles here. Really have to just measure their inputs, keep it safe. But we have seen such a clean race here. 75-minute race tonight, and where are we at? Down to, what is it? 17 minutes to go. So we've got pretty much an hour without incident. A couple of off-track excursions, unforced, but very, very tidy race, and particularly tidy opening laps, mind you, given that we're at Monza, and it is round one, because you know everybody wants to win the championship on the first corner in the first race of the series. So everyone doing extremely well. Here we go. Who was that? Who have I got cameras on? That is, I don't even know, actually. I think that's Bacallos. It is Bacallos. Bacallos just getting rounded up by one of the hypers there. The Porsche, I suspect that was of Chris Fraser. Oh, look, I've got to say it. It's a toss-up out of the hypers. Let's just get a bit of vision. Let's get some vision. Davo's 2 cents. Out of the 4 hypers that are on track at the moment, I don't know how many hypers are in the game, but it's a toss-up between the Porsche and the BMW. Both stellar-looking cars in their own right. The Bewley car, I think that's the Toyota, looks a little bit weird. And I don't know why, it's just got a funny little stance to it. And the Gunther Rowe car, well, it's camouflaged, I can't see it. So, I can't comment. It just blends in. So, that's awesome. Oh, flash of the headlights from Gunther Rowe there. Giving the boss, Steve Crossan, the heads up. Yeah, I'm coming through, Crossy. Get that hunk of Aston out of the road. And Gunther Rowe focused as he runs the final 15 odd minutes out here in this first round here in the Rainlight Racing 2025 LMU Series 3, ladies and gentlemen. Get involved. Get over there. Look, I'm sure we've got links to their Instagram in our description. We got links to their Discord in our description. If you're new to the channel here, ladies and gentlemen, just get involved. These guys give away some really cool stuff just for being involved. You don't have to win the races, you don't have to win the championship. They just give stuff away. They're cool people. Get over there. Links are in the description. And obviously, like and subscribe to bloody MatchFit while you're there. You know? So, do that as well. And get amongst it. So plenty going on. Will Dixon leading the race, no surprise. He's driving a freaking hypercar and a very cool one at that. And Nathan Bewley in at second, Chris Fraser and Gunther Rowe all in hypers, running first, second, third, fourth respectively. First of the GT cars, Harry Lawrence. Oh, Harry Lawrence off track and backwards. Where the hell is that? That is into that last chicane. Oh my. Where's Costas Makalos? There goes Costas Makalos. There's a change of positions. Ladies and gentlemen, where's Steve Crossan? Oh no. I wish LMU had better replays, but it freaking doesn't. But there you go. We just happened to catch the arse end of that with Lawrence backwards off the track in the chicane. Didn't hit anything, thankfully. So very lucky, although did lose the position to Costas Makrolos. We have got a little over 10 minutes. What have we got? 12 and a half minutes as of about now. And that is a stretch to take that back. Where did Steve Crossland? Steve Crossland was just far enough back, so that didn't affect Lawrence there. But Aussie could have easily lost 2 positions, so very unfortunate for Lawrence. Oh, we were just talking the boys up too. I didn't even have him on camera yet, and he threw it off. So, you can't blame me for the commentator's curse. That's all I'm saying. So Steve Crossland currently running in 7th, which is actually 3rd in the GT class cars. So nice work from Crossy actually in the 43 Simplex Aston Martin. George Goddard there on camera right there with the bright red glowing discs on the Ferrari there in 8th position, which is 4th in the GT series. Then Robbie Mitchell, Sam Wozniak, the couple of BMWs, you can see them both in screenshot there now. Robbie Mitchell in that lead car there. They're beautifully painted. This is actually a very nice paint job. The Bilstein BMW. Even my bird Archie, he likes it. If you can hear him squealing in the background, he's going, yeah, I like that car, Dad. He's like that one. So yeah, Robbie Mitchell and Sam Wozniak in the M car. Right behind him. Looks like it might have a little bit of a monster theme going on there. Pete Dawson, PD. One of the most gentleman drivers you'll ever come across in channel or on track. Pete Dawson, and making a bit of ground on Hayden, actually, just in the last 5 or so minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to look at the times even to tell there's been a bit of a gap put between those two. So either PD getting a wriggle along or Taggles there just having a bit of a wriggle. Either way, some distance between those two drivers now, and we've seen them pretty much inseparable the whole race. Okay, Lee Perkins back in 13th. He was in 14th last time he got airtime. G'day, Perko. You're back on the cameras. Wave. Thanks, mate. And currently running in 13 in the biggest chunk of clean air. I can't see anybody in front of him, all behind him. Look at that. It's literally, right. He'll love this. He's a rally driver at heart, so it'll just be like he's on a rally stage. It's just like all on his own. So just smashing it out there in 13th position. Go Lee Perkins. You're a friggin' legend. Larry, as he's aptly been nicknamed by Wally Baker. So go Perko. Mark Rude in one of the I was going to say BMWs, in one of the Mercedes-Benz. Robbie Fox actually just leaving the exiting the pit lane there, just getting dropped off the jacks in one of the other Mercas there. And Jason Bone actually just sneaking past there while Robbie was coming out of the pits in the Aston Martin. And looks like Jason, that might have been, I think that was Costas Makrolos. Yes, it was. That was the leader of the race, or the leader of the GT class. Just sneaking past there. Oh, and here comes Harry Lawrence. Nearly got tangled up in the re-entry from Bone there. And Crossy just coming around that first chicane there and right in amongst all of that action there. Rounding up Fox. And he will have Bone, I think, just in front of him. Yes, that's right. Okay. Tramping out. Less than 10 minutes to go. This is when it gets good. These guys always just think it's the end of a freaking sprint race. We've been on track for 70 odd minutes, and these guys are going to wrap it up towards the end. As always, Will Dixon. See Lawrence in the background. I don't know whether anybody caught that on camera. Like I said, we definitely was the clunkiest replays on LMU, so I'm not even going to bother with it. But if it's, other people want to pick that up in the background there, Lawrence very wide on the exit as we had the cameras on Costas Makalos. So clearly Lawrence pushing to regain some time. What is he? He's showing 3.6 seconds on my data at the moment. Maybe a little bit less. It's toing and throwing a little bit, obviously, particularly through that. Oh, and again, look at Lawrence really leaning on the throttle there. Out of 1, 2. Crossing in the back. Goddard coming out of that same corner in the Ferrari. Smooth as silk from Goddard too, just unfazed in the Ferrari. Robbie Mitchell coming down into that braking area. Just look at how far these guys are back. So Costas, Lawrence, Crossland and Goddard all making massive gains. Oh, look at Wozniak! Ah! Getting all out of shape there. PD, smooth as silk. And Teggles again in the Ferrari, smooth as. So where's Lee Perkins in all that? Oh, he's just coming out of here. So he's well back on these boys. He's not even down to the Parabolica yet. But still making a go. Mark Rue in 14th, Jason Bone in 15th, Robbie Fox in 16th. Joe Marnie never got out of the pits, and we've got Watkins with a DQ in the background on the data. I'm not sure whether it shows up. It does show up on the tower there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get up the pointy end. Let's applaud Will Dixon so far. We've got a smidge over 5 minutes left to run here. And Will doing a stellar job. He's nearly doing as good a job as Davo out there. He's just, you know, smashing it out. Leading the way. So yeah, nice work from Dixie. Like, really just has not set a foot wrong. He has pretty much led this race from start to finish. Car looks stellar, great pit stop, 0 mistakes. Can't fault it. Nathan Bewley in the Tojo, the Toyota. These guys breaking some new ground here at Rainlight Racing, getting the hypercars out on track for the first time. First time for us too. First time for Match. I don't think I've never called hypercars. We've called some multi-class racing in the past, but like this is next level. These guys move at vastly different speeds, as you can see. So it's almost like 2 races. Very much like 2 races going on the same piece of track. So nice work, Chris Fraser there. And Gunther Rowe. Actually, Gunther making some ground on Fraser there as well. You can actually see they're in the same camera shot now. So Gunther's actually made some really good ground on Fraser's come back a little bit. Either way, still nice work from Gunther. Really focusing towards the end of this race. 3 minutes to go. Costas Makalos coming across the start-finish line. You can see Lawrence, look at that. He is not that far away. It would take a mistake from Makalos. There's no way Lawrence has got... I mean, he's got a second. I think... Has he? Yes, he's got a second on The best times? Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't got last laps up there. Why haven't I got last laps? I don't know. No last laps. Anyway, either way, they've got their work cut out for them, and they do have some lap traffic, and they do have hypercars just jumping in to get involved with the party. Look at this now. So here's the problem. Lawrence, Bacalos, should I say, tucked up behind one of the out of position Mercedes, has a hypercar breathing down his neck. Really wants to get out from behind the lap vehicle, but unable to. Had to let Bewley through. Oh, it wasn't Bewley, should I say? It was Chris Fraser through in the Porsche hypercar. So, interesting scenario there. The joys of multi-class racing, ladies and gentlemen. It is friggin' awesome stuff, I tell you. Just imagine if we had a couple more hypers in here. Guys, get involved. If you like what you're looking at, first, you've got to hit the like and subscribe button if you're new to us. And then you've got to get over. Check down in the description there. There is a link to Rainlight Racing's Discord. Rainlight Racing's Instagram. Get over there. Check them out. And get involved. Gunther Rowe again on the infield there. But yeah, get involved with these guys. Jump in a hypercar. Come and join these boys on track. As you can just see, we have literally gone. We've got less than a minute to go. It's been 75 freaking minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Very tidy, clean racing and some super quick stuff here. Will Dixon is going to take this race out. This will be the final lap as he runs into the first chicane. Where is Nathan Bewley and all that? Way back. So Dixon has a massive lead. It's 55 freaking seconds, I think, between Dixon and Bewley. It's massive. Bewley running through the Parabolica as Dixon. Oh, look, he's in the Lesbos. My. Chris Fraser through the Parabolic as well, and Gunther Rowe just heading it down to as well. So those boys all reasonably close together. Costas Makalos holding down the lead in the GT cars with Harry Lawrence so slightly catching him every lap, but he's only got one more to do it in now. Steve Crossan's been running in third the whole time, now sitting in a fairly good chunk of clean air with Goddard ever present in the background. Goddard's actually dropped back a little bit. Robbie Mitchell, Sam Wozniak, we mentioned these guys multiple times over the night as we have Pete Dawson and Hayden Tegg for their stunning drive so far. And here we go. It will be Will Dixon out of the Parabolica and past the Ferrari. How quick! We just called him across the line, and here he is again. And runs across the line to win that race. And 55 seconds, that is correct, ladies and gentlemen. 55 seconds behind is second position in Nathan Bewley. Just wow. So, stellar job from Dixon. Hypercars, I think 5 laps. They've lapped the rest of the field 5 times over. Well, at least Will has anyway. Costas Makalos. Where is Costas Makalos at the moment? Coming out of the second of the Lismos as Nathan Bewley runs across the line in the Toyota. Very nice work in second position. Chris Fraser running out in the Porsche. And Gunther Rowe won't be far behind. So those guys did actually bunch back up pretty tightly. So nice work. And we have these boys 5 laps down, mind you. So that looks like, actually, that is Lee Perkins' Lamborghini just in front of these two. So it's Costas Makalos and Harry Lawrence pardon me, Harry Lawrence actually did make some gains there. Macrolos in the pits. Let's Lawrence pass. What is going on there? I don't know. I'm not going to ask. Well, we're just not going to ask. Steve Crossland jumps into the position. I suspect Goddard might grab a posse there too. Robbie Mitchell in the pits. Sam Wozniak, Pete Dawson. All these boys slotted into the pit lane already. Just, well, no surprise. They're all bloody 5 laps down on the hypers. So, amazing as we watch the Sim Blacks Aston Martin go to work. Bit of circle work out of the number 43 Aston Martin. Very nice, very nice. We love that. So, good. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. What a friggin' race. Hypercars. First time for hypercars here at Rainlight Racing in the 2025 LMU Series. The third of the LMU Series in 2025. Round 1 at Monza. And with 4 hypercars involved and a pretty solid GT pack for 75 minutes. Very tidy racing. So pretty specky to watch. Look, I must thank you all for bearing with me. Davo, rolling solo again. It's becoming a habit. Thank you for bearing with me. I don't know whether we'll do any driver interviews. Hang on, let me have a look. I don't know. Maybe you probably want something that's that's it. No, we're gonna leave it for next week. We're gonna leave it till next week because J-Man will be back, and it's gonna be special. It'll be awesome. We'll get a few of the boys up because there's so much going on here now. We've got hypercar first, second, and third, and the GT class first, second, and third. So we got a lot going on here. So we might leave all that till next week, but we are going to congratulate, obviously, Will Dixon, Nathan Bewley, and Chris Fraser, and Gunther Rowe for coming forth there. Getting out there in the hypercars and entertaining us tonight was awesome to watch, and multi-class racing at its finest, I tell you. And the likes of Harry Lawrence. Oh, look, I've got to throw Costas in there. Harry Costas and Steve Crossland. Oh, man, amazing. Crossy just sat in that zone pretty much the whole race, chasing down Lawrence and Costas. I don't know if it's there, but the boys exchanging positions right at the end. George Goddard. Oh, look, all those boys. Goddard, Mitchell, Wozniak, Dawson, freaking, who was after Dawson again? Hayden Tagg. These guys, they just ran those positions all night. So, with little to no mistakes. So, solid effort from those boys. They deserve to have more cars around them, as do the hypercars. So, like I mentioned before, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you were just watching and you want to get amongst it, LMU, the best platform to, obviously, probably the only to run the hypercars on. But get over to Rainlight Racing and sign up. Fun 6 weeks as we lead up to Christmas and finish off 2025. Get over to the Discord, sign up. They give stuff away every year. Get involved. Thanks for joining us, legends. If you haven't already, if you're new here, remember to hit the like and subscribe button. Support MatchFit Entertainment. Support Rainlight Racing as always. But we're going to see you next week. Hang on, let me bring that calendar back up quickly. Where are we going to go? Oh, Sebring. There you go. That will be awesome. We love Sebring. So another 75-minute race. Sebring. Next week. Same place. Monday night. Don't miss out. That's Davo. Over and out. Rolling solo. Hit the like button.